Head to Meet the Press. And joining us live now is Meet the Press moderator Kristen Welker. And Kristen, it's clear Minneapolis is on edge after that deadly shooting by an ICE agent, that agent claiming self-defense. I know you're speaking with the mayor of Minneapolis this morning. With tension still pretty high there, where do they go from here?
Well, I'll be speaking to Mayor Jacob Frey. I'm also going to be talking to the border czar, Tom Homan, about this crisis in Minneapolis that has sparked protests all across the country. And I think there are a couple of key issues here. First, you had a number of Trump administration officials, the president himself coming out and making a determination about what happened here, saying the officer was acting in self-defense, accusing the woman who was shot, Renee Nicole Good, a 37-year-old mother of three, of being a domestic terrorist without providing any evidence. And so one of the big questions is, can the investigation be trusted when the administration has already prejudged this situation? The investigation is still very much in its infancy, and you have state and local officials like Mayor Jacob Frey crying foul, saying that they are being cut out of the investigation and that there's no transparency. And without that, the people of Minneapolis and, quite frankly, people all across the country won't be able to have confidence in the findings of the investigation. So we'll unpack that. Could anything change there? We'll put that question to Tom Homan. And then, broadly speaking, look, this is putting President Trump's harsh immigration policies under a microscope, under increased scrutiny. What is the future of ICE? You have a growing number of Democrats calling for it to be defunded or scrapped altogether. We're going to be talking to Senator Chris Murphy about that. He's actually proposing legislation that would overhaul DHS and its handling of ICE. So a lot to unpack as this continues to be a flashpoint all across the country. And the question is, could this be a real turning point in the president's immigration policies? We'll have to see. Shernay?
And this next topic is something that back here at home we're seeing a lot of attention being drawn to, of course, Venezuela, the latest happening there. President Trump says the United States plans to take full control of Venezuela's oil sales for years to come, with Nicolas Maduro, of course, now in U.S. custody. Kristen, what does this mean for Venezuela's future and for our country's role there?
There's still a lot of question marks about all of that, Shernay. I had the opportunity to talk to President Trump earlier this week on the phone. I asked him if elections would be held in Venezuela within 30 days. He said absolutely not. That's not a realistic timeline. So laying the groundwork for a prolonged engagement by the United States. And then in a follow-up interview with the New York Times, signaling the United States could be in that country for years to come. On Friday, President Trump meeting with oil executives at the White House. He wants the U.S. oil industry to rebuild Venezuela's oil infrastructure. One of the big takeaways, Shernay, was the level of skepticism by these oil executives who expressed real concerns about a range of different challenges, but at the top of the list, security, saying that there would need to be robust security guarantees in place before they could consider going back into Venezuela. So a lot of question marks, but again, really bracing the country and the world for a prolonged engagement in Venezuela. And of course, what are the implications for the rest of the world, particularly as we eye other hotspots in the region, from Colombia to Cuba and, of course, Iran?
Yeah, so many questions, Kristen. Thank you for your insight. We always appreciate that. Looking forward to your show. Meet the Press airs right here on NBC6 at 10 a.m. after Impact with Jackie Nesbro. Your time now, 7:29. We're back in 90 seconds.